Hello, Sammy here. I hope you're having a lovely evening or day wherever you are, and welcome. We're going to do a tarot reading, but before that, I want to talk just a little bit about what's happening in the sky right now, and might help bring some clarity or understanding or peace to know how the planets are affecting us. So right now, the sun just set, and my rising sun, the rising sign right now is based on where you are in the world. So I'm on the east coast of the U.S. right now. So a couple of details about that. Horizon might be different if you're somewhere else, but if you are also on the east coast right now, Eastern time of the U.S., then Aries is in the first house, and that's because the sun just set. So you have the sun descending in the west, and then you have Aries, which is the first sign, in the first house, and that's a very powerful and stable position for Aries to be in. I don't know about you, but I always feel a lot of calm after the sunset. There's sort of like an ease that I experience when it gets dark, and I think it's interesting that that's where, that's when Aries is in its home house, first house. And people who are being born right now in this time zone get to have Aries in their first house. And pretty much everybody I know who has Aries in the first house tends to have really strong personalities, and they are very natural at asserting their individuality. So that's something that might also be associated with this time of day. Things are sort of in order, and there might be, maybe you can touch into a sense of ease about knowing who you are, if you feel something like that. Also, right now we have Mercury in Libra, so communicating with words, with aesthetics, and there being a desire for harmony and balance. And right now, my love just walked around the house. She was saging it, and so that's a very beautiful way to communicate. If you want to channel into the Mercury and Libra energy, things that have to do with balance. So try standing on one foot or just sort of noticing what could use some balancing in the way you communicate. And then we have Venus in Leo, so it's a great time to show your love with a lot of warmth and expressiveness and outgoingness and sharing it. And then we have the sun in Virgo. Of course, it's Virgo season, and the North Node right now is in Gemini. So I've been seeing it there for the last few days at least, but with the North Node in Gemini, it's all about communication, exploration, playfulness, and exploring duality and polarity, and finding the wholeness amidst the opposites, and that place of joy and exploration and fun and open-mindedness and flexibility amidst anything that comes up, and talking a lot, which we Geminis always do. So speaking of Mercury and Libra, let's communicate some harmonizing sounds. I'm going to play the sound bowl for a minute or so, and I invite you to just take deep breaths and notice your body. Notice how your body feels, how you feel in your feet, in your hands, up your spine, and the way your breath feels coming in and out of your chest and your lips and your nose. So here we go. for joining me in that. I love the practice with that bowl, and there's something so beautiful about following the tone and the way there's no exact moment you can stop hearing it, but it gets smaller and softer, and then I always feel like it takes a part of me with it into wherever it goes. So it feels nice. And now as I realize I forgot to talk about how the moon is in Cancer until tomorrow. So the moon in Cancer can be an emotional time. It can also be a time of being cozy, feeling at home, or wanting to feel more at home, or enjoying home. There could be things related to your mother, or if you are a mother, your children, or anybody who you feel motherly towards, or the way you mother yourself. Those things come up too, in the ways we nurture ourselves and those we love. And yes, some sensitivity, and maybe some tears, and maybe some baths. But tomorrow we are heading into Leo moon, so that's might be a time of a bit brighter and more sociable, and maybe aggressive, but also fun and assertive energy. So we might be feeling that coming up. But if you're in those Cancer moon feelings, then you're right where you need to be, and we'll be changing it up very shortly. So I'm gonna shuffle now. If you have anything that you would like to pull a card about, feel free to comment or request a question, and we'll see if we can make sure to help you with that. Okay. And if you just want to watch, that's perfect too. And whatever comes up for you when we see the cards is perfect. Okay. I like to take a couple deep breaths while I shuffle. So I'm just going to do a reading of 3 cards, and I don't have a specific question right now, but I just ask for whatever might reveal greater truth and greater harmony and greater love in this moment. So here goes. Okay. The first card. The 7 of Pentacles. So see if anything comes up for you when you see it. It's a person standing in a field that's blooming, and pentacles represent earth and abundance, and they're contemplating this abundantly blooming plant. So the 7 of Pentacles tends to be about how there's plenty, and there is wealth, and there's fruit and health and fertility, and there's the fruit of our labor is blooming, and it's a reminder that it's good to enjoy and appreciate what's already blooming, and to take moments for doing that, even though there might be more work to do to fully enjoy those fruits. So these fruits have grown from seed to plant to leaf to fruit, and now they're waiting to be harvested and enjoyed. But sometimes between the work and the enjoyment, it's good to just pause and see how much there already is and enjoy that. Because there's always more work to do. And there's always an abundance, because as we move along, I continually get to enjoy all that's come from what I've done. And so it's about that appreciation and rest in between working and in between enjoying the things we've worked for. It's a very Virgo card for Virgo season. Okay, our next card. Speaking of Virgo, we have the Queen of Pentacles here. You see her? So you have a queen on a throne against a golden sky, and there is a field, and there's a river and mountains. There's roses blooming. There's a bunny rabbit, and she is sitting there holding a big gold pentacle. So this is sort of like we were talking about that abundance. There is an abundance here. There is a good degree of power, and there is tranquility, and there is nurturance and beauty and earthly riches. There's fertility, there's sensual pleasure, and there's stability and calm. So some of the beautiful aspects of Virgo are present right here in this card, and it goes very well with the one before it. And might be a good moment to just recognize the power that you have to use your senses to appreciate this earth. And of course, can't help but think about what the earth is going through right now with the fires on the West Coast, and so maybe this card can also be a call to always remember that we are caring for the earth, and to fight to keep her healthy, and to make space to enjoy her and ourselves, because we are a part of her, of course. So Queen of Pentacles. And our third card, here we have it. Whoa, you guys. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'll tell you why. Look, the Three of Pentacles. So all of these are pentacles right now. And what's crazy about this card is, before recording this video, I had been starting to record another video, but then something came up, and so I didn't finish that one. But I had laid out 3 cards and turned over one of them, and this is the one I had turned over before. And then you saw I shuffled everything, and this card is back. So this, I will say, is the card of the day. The Three of Pentacles was determined to be seen and heard and felt. So check it out. Three of Pentacles is a card where you have a person doing work on a building. They're building something, they're fixing something. And then you have these two other figures who are observing and helping them. It's a card of abundance, of work, and also of learning and the cycle of sharing information and of being a teacher and being a student, because you have these two sort of more perhaps authoritative figures, and then the one who looks sort of youthful by their clothes. In the language of the tarot, they look sort of like the age of a page, perhaps. So it's about learning and teaching and diligently applying skill to create a beautiful and balanced structure. 3 is a beautiful and stable number. And then you also have the 7 here. So if you add this together, it's 10. Numerology, that reduces down to 1. And then here in the middle you have the Queen of Pentacles with her 1 pentacle. So that represents unity and oneness. So with this being the card of the day, I think it's a great time to reflect upon ways that we are creating beauty and structure and stability by learning from others and by teaching others, because we are all of these characters, different parts of us. So how can we be open to learning, and how can we be open to teaching? Also, the third sign of the zodiac is Gemini, and the North Node is in Gemini right now, and so maybe it's bringing further attention to communicating. So maybe it's a perfect time to talk about this with others, about the work you're doing, about how you can enjoy the work and continue to learn and continue to share what you've learned. And then at the center of this reading was the Queen of Pentacles. So noticing the beauty of nature and feeling the abundance of what it is to have your feet on the earth, and water and sunshine and plants and animals all around us. So Pentacles, folks, it's an abundant time, it's a grounded time, and I'm going to pull one more card, something tells me. Let's pick one more card to close out this session with, and then I'll play the bowl and say goodnight for now. The Ace of Swords. So this is also, this brings some air into the equation, because we have all of this earth, very grounded and very body and senses. And then we pulled the Ace of Swords, which is an air sign. Swords represent air and thought, ideas, communication. And it's funny that I wanted to talk about Gemini, not just because I'm a Gemini, but because the North Node is in Gemini right now, meaning the point where the orbit of the sun and moon intersect and the moon is rising. So that being in Gemini means that it's a great time to embody those ideals of communication, and Gemini is the first air sign, so the Ace of Air might be one way to think of that. And then also this card has a hand coming out of the sky offering this powerful instrument. And I love the aces. To me, it's a little wink of, things come from out of nowhere that we might not expect, but there is a divine source that we can't fully understand that is standing by with offerings. And offerings they could be small, they could be big, they could be unexpected, but there's unlimited potential from these unexpected offerings. So keep your eyes peeled for an unexpected offering. It might be an idea, an inspiration, a thought that you hadn't had before, something that suddenly comes to you. And if you have something like that tonight, or around the time you watch this, feel into the Cancer moon and nurture that idea. And if you do that, you might see a great abundance physically manifest. So, with that, let's chant an Om while we play. Om. Thanks for being here. Have a beautiful evening.